One of the tricks, hila of shaitan is to make you justify what you're doing wrong. Oh, I'm doing this because of this. Oh, it's okay, brother, I'm lying over here. It's lying because this person is a kafir. I need to lie to him. It's okay to lie to a kafir. Where is this waswasa coming from? Inside my mind, inside my heart, shaitan. I'm justifying my sin. Justification of sin can never be allowed. But insan, the nafs is kamzor, is weak. The first thing that insan does when they're doing something wrong is they just self-justify. Once you self-justify to yourself, then you can justify to someone in front of you. Brother, it's okay, I'm doing. You have your own deen, I have my own deen. This is my way of doing. You will not be open to listen to correction and rectification. The other condition that was there apart from this Lad, Uzza and Hubul and these gods that they had, now what they did was with the shirk is they would start doing sacrifices. Nazar, like we say. They would bring animals in front of them. They'll bring rice, they'll bring flour, they'll bring wheat, atta, barley, things, and put it over there. So, our gods, this is for our gods. They're eating. And weeks would pass by, the thing is going rotten. But they say, oh, this is for our gods. It shows you the intellect level, the mind. They know that God cannot eat, but it's sitting there in front of the foot of the statue. Statue is so big, huge, 10, 20-foot statue, but the food is over there. And then they would use this for money-making business. I'm telling you this from the seerah, from the history. This is the condition of Arabia before the birth of Rasulullah, not before the Nubuwah. He became Nabi at what age? 40. So 40 years before 40 years before that, this was the condition of Arabia. How things, khurafat, entered into their culture, their ethnicity. So when they would do, they'll start making this money-making business. Oh, you're sick? Come, give me 5 dirham or 20 dirham. We put this food over here. They'll take a cut and they'll say, now you'll get cured. And some of them would really get cured. Their iman become more pakka, more, oh mashallah, I gave 5 dirham to Lad, Uzza, Manat, and all these. I got cured. Now let me bring more. Now let me bring more. And then this became a money-making business. The Arabs of Arabia were now the caretakers of gods. It sounds weird, doesn't it, right? Caretaker of God. What is your job? I'm a caretaker of God. I guard over here, I look after it, I clean this area. And as it mentioned in the books of history, Tariq, that when the food would get rotten, imagine a cow or imagine a goat, imagine a sheep, a ram sitting there after being sacrificed in the name of God, their God, the meat is rotting. Then they remove and take it away. God to kha nahi sakte, the God cannot eat, they have to throw that food away. But this became a business. So the first thing was shirk, second thing was this money-making business. Third thing, what happened? Now when the people would come and start surrounding over there, they will start now dancing. Music, singing and dancing started amongst them. So they'll have these chants in front of their gods. They'll have these big names. And that is why you see in our Islam, music, singing and dancing is haram, not allowed. Rasulullah never employed anything like this. He never asked, come to the masjid and start doing these things. No. But the people who were in shirk and in this Arabian Peninsula doing these things, this is how one thing led to another, one thing led to another, and gradually start breaking. Now when music, singing, dancing comes, guess which gender comes to the front? With all due respect, don't take me wrong, but the women were being used as a commodity. And then what happened was, then the sinfulness of that increased. And so there was zina that was becoming am. This is the condition, halatul jaziratul Arab. There are books and books written, chapters and chapters written. What was the condition of Arabia and Arabs before the birth of Rasulullah? Meaning why Allah chose Muhammad to come in Arabia and be amongst the Arabs? Because the worst thing was going on where there was Tawheed. Once upon a long time ago, the Kaaba was clean. Ismail al-Islam, Ibrahim al-Islam had cleaned it up. It was full of Tawheed. Now after so many centuries, now the Arabia and the area of Kaaba is now dirty, filthy. This kind of sins are going on. There is khamr, sharab, alcohol, rampant. People drinking, getting drunk in front of the Kaaba. Can you imagine that? I did not want to say that because the kids were there. But you're right. You're right. That is also written in the book. Those of you who heard what the brother said, I don't want to repeat it on the mic. But yes, it's written in the books of history. This is how their hala was. In fact, many of the mu'arrikhin, the historians who write, they say they pity. Pity. You have like sympathy for them. That what had become of Arabs? Arabs were here with Ismail al-Islam when he left. And after all these centuries, this is where the Arabs are. And mind you, they were not foolish people. They were masters of Arabic morphology. Arabic was the elite language. That is why Allah revealed the Quran in Arabic, not in Farsi. Farsi was a language also at that time. But Allah sent a prophet to the Arabs and it was Arabic language. So in the Jahiliyyah days, there was shirk, there was money-making business with the gods, there was these sacrifices, there was zina going on, there was music, singing, dancing. Then with this brought another kharafat, gambling. They used to gamble, they used to bet. So, al-maysir. And then they had azlam, they had fortune telling. The caravan came from Yemen all the way. They said, can you tell us what's going to be for us? Is it going to be good next year or bad? It's going to be bad. Give us so much dirham, so much dinar, we'll make it good for you. You are now the taqdeer, you're now controlling the destiny of people. Yeah. So all these things kept infiltrating. Society became so bad. And there was full of usury interest. People would take loans to finance. They have to finance these whole things, their celebrations, their commemorations. So they take a loan. Say, give me 10 dirham. So yes, now they would charge riba on it. That's why riba is haram. See, everything that the Quran came with a rule, injunction, it is because the prevalent society was deeply engrossed, submerged in those kharafat, in those evil things. So the Quran came to clean them, purify them, to rectify them. And that is why people would be generations in loan. Those of us who come from India, Pakistan, we know what it means, generation in loan. Your great-grandfather took a loan from someone, and you being the great-grandson are still paying off, not the premium, not the principal amount. What are you paying? Baj, biyaj, they say that. Interest, you're just paying interest. Original is still there. Maybe, subhanAllah, may Allah have mercy on that poor great-grandfather. He only took probably 10 rupees or 100 rupees. But that is never going down, used to. Enslavement. This is how the elite enslaved the rural class, by getting them into usury interest. Another thing that was there amongst the Arabs prevalent in Jahiliyyah days, that people, mass killings. People would kill someone just for no reason. Oh, you looked at me like this. Why are you looking at this? Well, they didn't have guns, but sword. For petty reasons they would kill each other. وَيُكْثُرُ الْحَرَجِ, as it is mentioned, that this is the condition of Arabia and Mecca before the birth of Rasulullah. Because in the next, inshallah, next time when we come, we will talk about his life after birth. What happened? Things started changing. It was the fadl of Allah that He blessed nubuwwah to a group of people who were so entrenched in all these evil, sinful things: killing, drinking, gambling, usury, interest, fornication, womanizing. Women were a commodity. Some of the books of our history are written, may Allah have mercy on the women who went through this torture, atrocities. Sometimes when you read this in the books of history, you start crying. Your mind does not believe that this was the condition of women. What I read, remember that they would pull them from the hair. The woman had long hair. The Arab women, they had long hair. They were very fond of hairs. They would grab them by the hair and pull them on the street, on the ground. Zameen pe khenchte waise. And in some narrations written that one Arab man would have up to 50 women in his house. Unmarried, illegal, undocumented. Just for my sake. Because I am the rich, I am the elite, I am the master. I can enslave people. And many of these women would come in terms of slavery because somebody could not pay off the loan. I don't have money. Take my wife, take my daughter. That is why a lot of things that happens in India reminds me of the Jahiliyyah days of Arabia. Many of the Indian culture that we have, or Pakistani culture, it happens there too. A lot of times if somebody cannot pay off loans, they here. And then you see the media saying, oh, there are child marriages and things like that going on. They don't know the background of the cultural society that is. People are enslaving them, subjugating them, oppressing them. Zulm, the highest level of zulm. And that's why all these things were rampant. When the thing reaches the brim level, when you make a pressure cooker, you cook something in it, what happens? How do you know the thing is ripe, it's ready? How do you know in a pressure cooker what you're cooking is now ready? What is the signal that tells you? आप लोग क्या पता, आपने कभी पकाया ही नहीं है. Huh? You're gonna go tell your wife, okay, tell me how. भाई बनाओ तो पता चलेगा ना. Cook. I cook, so I remember. Can you tell me anybody? Shukriya. At least one person, one brother has cooked in a pressure cooker. CT ki awaaz. This is what the sound you hear. So you know it's brimming to the level. The reason I bring this example of CT ki awaaz, that when Arabia, when Jahiliyyah days reached this city level, Amina, she saw a dream that a star comes from her stomach and enlightens the whole world. This is before the birth of Rasulullah. She saw a dream. And she asked the people, I saw a strange dream, unusual, something unthinkable. From my stomach, suddenly a star comes and the whole world is enlightened. What is this? The bushra of the coming of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When darkness prevails, when darkness dips to the lowest level, Allah sends a kiran. You know kiran? A hope glimmer of life. And I end with this for today, the session, that we Muslims are living exactly bit by bit, inch by inch, 100% same condition. And we are also awaiting the arrival of a glimmer of hope, a light, a kiran for the Muslim Ummah. But we don't need to wait for him to come. We have to do our job now. And that is the awaiting Imam Mahdi to come. So our condition is very comparable, very similar to the condition before the birth of Rasulullah. We today in society, we see every haram is rampant. Zina is rampant. Gambling is rampant. Sharab, khamr is rampant. Usury interest is rampant. Killing is rampant. Subjugation of women even today is rampant. Everything is rampant. Even a society like America that professes of being a first world society, what do you have in this world that caused that we are the elitists, we have the highest PhDs? You have in this society something called recently Me Too movement. What does Me Too movement want? It means it's a significant symbol of subjugation of women, harassment of a gender of society, thinking that they are fair game, they are a commodity. Whereas 1450 years ago, Islam came to give women the rights, the respect, the dignity, that look, you have parda, you have haya, you have modesty, so nobody will dare to harass you or interfere with you. So if you take a jaiza, if you take an analysis of the world around you, whether America, whether Saudi Arabia, or India, Pakistan, Indonesia, Malaysia, or China, Australia, wherever we are, today the world is exactly in the same level where Arabia was before the birth of Rasulullah. Every single thing the Arabs did in Arabia before the birth of Rasulullah, the world is doing today. As we speak, we're doing it today. Everything, fortune telling, palmistry, reading, zina, fornication, everything, gambling, every single, you name me one thing that was not there in Jahiliyyah days in Arabia, that is not happening today. Everything. And that is why we are at a good turn of the society. And I end with this, that we should be making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that, oh Allah, revive Islam. Oh Allah, renew Islam. Oh Allah, revive our hearts, revive our spirits, our souls. Oh Allah, give us a new light. Oh Allah, give us the glory days of Islam, the days of Muhammad sallallahu when it was there. Bring upon us a leader that can guide. Today, the biggest loss we have as Muslim Ummah, we don't have one good leader. We don't have one good leader. And the dua that you can make in Arabic or in Urdu or English is Allahumma urzuq ummat al-Islam qiyadatu salihah. Allahumma urzuq ummat al-Islam qiyadatu salihah. Oh Allah, bless the ummah of Islam with a good leadership. If the good leader comes, It rallies and what did Rasulullah do? He was a leader. He was a good leader. He rallied people. He mobilized people. Come behind me. Get rid of this shirk. Get rid of this khamr. Get rid of this zina. Get rid of this thing. Get rid of this everything. So if we start making dua for a leader, Allah will bless us a leader. And we don't have to wait for the Mahdi to come. It could be even one amongst us. Any leader Allah can change and give them direction. So we have to make dua to Allah. That is the power of dua. When people have justuju, when people have curiosity and they make dua, Allah will bless them. The Arabs in Arabia were suffering and suffering, but they kept making dua. So Allah sent Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a glimmer of hope. Come, let us make dua. Allahumma arina al-haqqa haqqa wa zintiba'a. Allahumma arina al-batila batila wa sinaba. Allahumma ajinna al-nar. Allahumma ajinna khizr dunya dha bil-akhirah. اللهم تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا مولانا إنك أنت الرحيم وصلى الله على خلق محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه برحمتك الرحمن سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا الله نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. I just have one announcement to make, that our brothers are here from Islamic Society of North Jersey. If you can just raise your hand. We have Brother Zoni, Brother Mohsin, Brother Abdul Jabbar, Brother Salman, Brother Amani, and also I forgot some. These 6 brothers have come. So, inshallah, meet them. And if Brother Abdul Jabbar, if you can just distribute, we are trying to share with you something that we are doing, a project in our masjid. We're looking for a bigger building, a bigger thing, and we just want to spread the news, letting you know that this is an opportunity that we are looking for. So if anybody can help, they can help. But the thing is that we are here for the love of Islam. And our community, our masjid is very small, but we are growing, and one of the things that the brothers have come here is to share the news only. Nothing to worry about. They're not asking for anything. Just sharing the news so that you know that your Muslim brothers and sisters 50 miles from here are trying to also establish a society community. This masjid has been there since 2008, and now it has become very small. People are crowded. So that is one of the reasons that I have become imam over there, that we are trying to look for a bigger place. We don't have a place yet, but we're looking for a bigger place. The reason of informing you here is that you make dua for us. And you make dua for us that Allah give us the nusrah, that Allah bless us from ghaib, the rizq, that we can expand ourselves. And inshallah, when we have a building, we have a project, we will look towards your generosity. I know people over here also are very, very generous. They've made up this beautiful masjid. And I know this masjid also has a kharz hasana, and we have to pay that off. It is our masjid. But also at the same time, we are sharing just information. Jazakallah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
MashaAllah, Jazakallah khair, Brother Jawad. If you please stay seated, we request sisters to please go ahead and take their breakfast. And on behalf of the Fajr halqa group, I would like to thank all of you for joining us today. Alhamdulillah, it's so nice to see a big gathering. And as most of you know already, we offer 5-time prayers here at the masjid. And we request you to join whenever you can. And of course, every Saturday and Sunday we have Fajr and breakfast as well. So good to see you all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all our du'as and ibadah. Jazakallah khair. Thank you.